Welcome. So the topic we'll be discussing in this lecture is fuzzy inferences. So basically here we'll be discussing like given two fuzzy rules, how can we infer new fuzzy rules? So that's what we'll be discussing. So given two fuzzy rules, how can we infer new fuzzy rules? So so first let us consider these examples from proportional logic. So, these are two rules. The first rule says that P implies Q, and there is another rule P, which means that P is true. It just says that P is true, and there is another rule P implies Q. So with these two rules, you can infer Q. That is, if you combine these two, the output will be Q. How? In the sense P. So you have two rules. One is P, the other one is P implies Q. So this can be written as P and uh, P and P implies Q. P and P implies Q. Right. Now you know that P implies Q can be written in a different way. P implies Q we can write as or not P. So this is not P, not P or Q. Like that we can write. So P implies Q can be written as not P or Q. Not P or Q. Okay, and we have P and not P or Q. So this can be further it can be further elaborated as P and not P, P and not P, or P and Q. Okay, P and not P, or P and Q. Right. Okay. So here P and not P means it is 0. So if P is 1, not P will be 0. So 1 and 0 will be 0. So either way it will be 0. So P and not P will be 0. So 0 or P and Q. Okay. So 0 or P and Q. Right. So we know that P is 1. So we know that P is true because as per the rule P is true. So this part is now eliminated already. So you know that P is 1, P is true. So P is 1. So 1 and Q, the result will be Q. 1 and Q, the result will be Q. Okay. So this is how we got this Q. Okay. So this is how we can infer. So now from these two rules we have inferred this Q. One rule is P, the other rule is P implies Q. From this we have inferred Q. Similarly, you can infer this also. P implies Q and not Q. From this you can infer not P. So this you can work out by yourself. Similarly, given these two rules, P implies Q and Q implies OR. From these two rules, you can infer this rule, P implies OR. Right? Okay. So we'll be discussing for, so this is for proportional logic. Similarly for fuzzy we will be doing this. Okay, so that's what the topic is. Okay, so this also says that. So similarly in proportional logic, if given these rules, we can infer one rule from another rule. Okay, like that. How to do similar thing in fuzzy logic. That's what we are going to discuss. Okay. So there are two inferring procedures that we will be discussing. One is called as GMP, which stands for Generalized Modus Ponens. The other one is GMT, which stands for Generalized Modus Tollens. Okay. So we will be discussing these things: Generalized Modus Ponens and Generalized Modus Tollens. So the rule Generalized Modus Ponens, what it says in a sense, given this statement, if x is a then y is b. Okay, this statement is given. If x is a then y is b, and also if you know that if x is a dash, then you can infer y is b dash. Okay, this is called as modus ponens. Okay, Given x is a, then y is b, and if it is known that x is a dash, then from this we can infer that y is b dash. Okay. And modus tollens, what it says in the sense, given that if x is a, then y is b, and if it is known that y is b dash, and if it is known that y is b dash, then from this we can infer that x is a dash. Then from this we can infer that x is a dash. Okay. It is, if x is a, then y is b is given, and if it is known that y is b dash, then from this we can infer that x is a dash. So how to infer that? That's what we are going to discuss. So given two fuzzy rules, how we can infer a new fuzzy rule. So let us assume these are fuzzy sets. Say a, b, a dash, b dash. All these are fuzzy sets. Okay. Now say that there is a relation R which is available, which is defined over some fuzzy sets. Okay. The relation R is defined over some fuzzy sets. Say it is defined over a and b, where a takes values from the inverse x and b takes values from the inverse y. Okay. So the relation R is defined, and you have the relation R which is a matrix. If relation R is given and if a dash is known, then b dash can be calculated like this. Okay. If relation R is given and if a dash is known, a dash is a fuzzy set. This is a matrix. This is a set, whereas this is a matrix. If these two things are known, then b dash can be calculated like this. Okay. So how we calculate b dash in the sense, it is max min formula. Max min formula which we have discussed already, the same thing. Max min of the membership function of a dash of x, comma the next value will be taken from this relation. Okay. Similarly, if b dash is known and if the relation is given, then a dash can be calculated like this. A dash equal to b dash composition the relation, and that is given by this formula. Membership function a of x is equal to max min the membership function of b dash of y comma membership function of x comma y, which is the relation, right? Okay. So let us discuss this with an example. So as we know that generalized modus ponens is given like this, that is if x is a, then y is b, and if it is known that x is a dash, then from this we can infer that y is b dash. So let us consider two sets of variables x and y, and we have two sets x and y, and these two sets are given like this. So x contains x1, x2, x3, and y contains y1, y2, y3. From this we are defining this fuzzy set A and fuzzy set B. Fuzzy set A is defined something like this: x1 0.5, x2 1, x3 0.6, and fuzzy set B is defined like this: y1 1 and y2 0.4. Okay. So x is a dash. This is also it is known. X is a dash is also known. Okay. So a dash is given like this: x1 comma 0.6, x2 comma 0.9, x3 comma 0.7. So now we have to derive b dash. As per generalized modus ponens, we have to derive b dash. So how we are going to derive b dash in the sense, here we are going to, as per modus ponens, we have to derive y is b dash. So first we are going to actually use what you call, so this is how we are going to derive b dash. B dash equal to a dash composition, the relation, but relation we have not yet calculated. So how to calculate relation? To calculate relation, we are going to use Zagday's max-min rule. Okay. To calculate relation, we are going to use Zagday's max-min rule, which is given like this: max of a cross b, max of that is a cross b, a dash. The Zagday's max-min rule can be written like this, right? A cross b, it is max of a cross b. So you can say that a cross b union a dash cross y. Okay. So union in the sense it is max. Okay, this union we are calling it as max. So max of a cross b comma a dash cross y. Okay. So first we are calculating a cross b. So so when you calculate a cross b, 0.5, take 0.5 compared with 1, so it is 0.5. 0.5 compared with 0.4, minimum is 0.4. So that we got this. Okay. Similarly, now compare 1 with this. 1 and 1 minimum is 1. 1 and 0.4, the minimum is 0.4. So we got this. Okay. Now take the third value. 0.6 and 1 minimum is 0.6. 0.6 and 0.4 minimum is 0.4. So we got this. Similarly, calculate a dash cross y. Okay. So a dash, that is a bar. A bar is nothing but 1 minus a. So it will be 0.50 and 0.3. 0.50 and 0.3. So a dash is nothing but this is a dash. Okay, a dash is 0.5, 0 and 0.3. So a dash is 0.5, 0 and 0.3. So this you compare with y. Now y does not contain any value. In our case, y it contains some variables. So we have to take we have to consider this constant as minimum because we don't know what is that value. So 0.5 compared with y1, it is 0.5. Compared with y2, it is 0.5. So it is 0.5, 0.5. Next 0, 0. Next I think a dash point. This is 0.6, right? 1 minus 0.6 is 1 minus 0.6 is 0.4. Yeah, this is 0.4. Okay, this is 0.4. So here we are getting 0.4, 0.4. So this is how we got a cross b and a dash cross y. Now we calculate the max of this. So that is what will be r. So r is nothing but max of a cross b and a dash cross y. So 0.5, 0.5 max is 0.5, 0.4, 0.5 it is 0.5, 1, 0 it is 1, 0.4, 0 it is 0.4, 0.6, 0.4 it is 0.6, 0.4, 0.4 it is 0.4. Okay. So this is how we calculated this what you call. Now we have calculated r, but again we have to calculate b dash. So b dash, how we will calculate? It is a dash composition r. So what is a dash? So this a dash is given. So this a dash is different, right? This is a complement. Okay, this is a dash. A dash is given like this: 0.6, 0.9, and 0.7. Now this should be we have to perform composition operation with this relation. Okay. So how will you do? So that is like this and this. Okay. So 0.6, 0.5, the minimum is 0.5. Okay. 0.9, 1, the minimum is 0.9. 0.7, 0.6, the minimum is 0.6. And the maximum of this is what? 0.9. So we got this 0.9. Similarly, now do for the second column. 0.6, 0.5, the minimum is 0.5. 0.9, 0.4, the minimum is 0.4. 0.7, 0.4, the minimum is 0.4. And the maximum of this is 0.4. So now we got this point. So maximum of this 0.5. So this is how we got this 0.9 and 0.5. Okay. So b dash is this y1 comma 0.9 and y2 comma 0.5 because b dash is defined over the universe y. Okay. So this is how we derive, we infer a new rule from the given rules. Right? So this is an example on modus ponens. Similarly, we can discuss an example on modus tollens. It is quite similar. Here we are given a proposition P. If x is A, then y is B. Then also we are given another proposition y is B dash. From this we have to infer that x is A dash. From this we have to infer that x is A dash. So again let us consider these sets x as x1, x2, x3 and y as y1, y2. And A is given like this x1 0.5, x2 1 and x3 0.6, and B is given like this y1 0.6 and y2 0.4. and b dash is given something like this, y1.9 and y2.7. Okay, so now from this we can infer that x is a dash. So for that, so again we have to calculate r. So r is calculated like this: a cross b union a dash cross y. So again we calculate. So that is in the similar way we calculate. I think it is the same values. So r is same, right? 0.5, 0.5, 1.4, 0.6, 0.4. So the same r we are getting. Okay, but now we have to calculate a dash. A dash is given as b dash. What do you call it? Composition r. Okay, and this is the value for b dash. Here b dash is given 0.9 and 0.7. So 0.9, 0.7 and composition of this. Okay, but now here there is a little issue. You cannot do this composition because here we have two values, here we have three values. So we will represent this in a different way. So how we are going to represent this in the sense, we will just represent this in a different way. So instead of like this, we will put that 0.9 and 0.7 here. Okay, we'll just transpose that 0.9 and 0.7. So it becomes like this: 0.9 and 0.7. Okay, now we perform like this and this. Okay, so 0.5, 0.9 minimum is 0.5. 0.5, 0.7 minimum is 0.5. The maximum of this is 0.5. So we got this 0.5. 1 and 0.9, the minimum is 0.9. 0.4 and 0.7, the minimum is 0.4. The maximum of this is 0.9. So we got this. Okay, right? So yeah, this is that is for the second row. Okay, similarly for the third time, 0.6 and 0.4, minimum is 0.4. Sorry, 0.6 and 0.4, minimum is 0.6. This is 0.9, right? 0.6 and 0.9, minimum is 0.6. 0.4 and 0.7, minimum is 0.4. The maximum of this is 0.6. Okay, so here the maximum is 0.5, here 0.9, here 0.6. So we got this, right? So this is the values corresponding to a dash: x1 0.5, x2 0.9, x3 0.6. Okay, right. So here we have another example. Say that there is a apply the fuzzy GMP, that is generalized modus ponens, to detect rotation is quite slow. Given that, so we have to infer that rotation is quite slow. Given that there are two propositions given. One is, if temperature is high, then rotation is slow. This is given. If temperature is high, then rotation is slow. This is given. And another information that is given is temperature is very high. So if temperature is very high, then the rotation will be very slow. So these are the two things given. If temperature is high, then rotation is slow. And another thing is, if temperature is very high, and x is represented like this: 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and y is represented like this. Okay, and high, very high is given like this: 70, 180, 190.3. That is temperature 70 is high. Yes, it is high. That is it has a full degree. 80 is high. 90, its highness value is 0.3 because it comes at a very high. So its highness value is 0.3. Okay, whereas 70 and 80 comes at a high temperature. Very high, 90.1, 101. Okay, 100 is very high. 90, the very high value is 0.9. And slow rotation. 40 is considered as slow rotation, so it is 1. 50 is not slow, that is it is quite faster, so it is 0.6. 30 is not slow, it is very slow, so it is 0.8. Okay, and quite slow, that is very slow. So 10, its degree is 1, it is very slow. 20, the very slow score is 0.8. Okay, So if temperature is high, then the rotation is low. This can be, now R can be calculated like this. H cross S union H complement cross Y. Okay, like this we can calculate R, and then we can calculate quite slow. Quite slow can be calculated as very high is given. So very high complement R, like this we can calculate. So the actual working is not, we are not discussing. This is one example, right? So, so this is how we perform fuzzy inference. So that's it about fuzzy inference. So let us stop here. Thank you.